really think about what it is I'm going to say to you guys. Thank you very much for having me. My name is Tony Michelazzi, and I'm a DuPage County board member from District 5. District 5 covers Aurora, Naperville, and a little portion of Lisle, so it's basically the southwest corner of the county. I've been representing District 5 since 2008, and currently I serve as chairman of the DuPage County Environmental Committee. I also previously chaired the Development Committee from 2009 to 2012. And I'm very pleased to be able to join you guys this morning to share with you some of the success stories from DuPage County government and what they can mean for Bensenville and for business. First thing I want to do is start by commending our frontline workers at the DuPage Department of Transportation. And I'm talking about the guys who are driving the salt trucks and the snow plows. These guys, I think we're all grateful for the work that they do. DuPage County is responsible for Thorndale Avenue, York Road, north of Irving Park, and Grand Avenue within the village of Bensenville. And during last week's blizzard event, about 19.3 inches of snow fell on DuPage County. That's the 5th highest reported snowfall for one single event. We own about 220 miles of road under the auspices of county government, and during the blizzard our trucks laid down 1,360 tons of salt. Our drivers walked approximately 1,600 hours of work. All of our available personnel and equipment were in use, and as a result, county highways remained open and passable throughout the entirety of the snowstorm. By Monday morning, the majority of county roadways were clear, with the exception of a couple of roads in my district, but I was able to get that cleared up. I'm going to brag about the folks that we've got driving our snowplows and trucks every chance I get, because partially, my uncle is a snowplow driver up in McHenry, but also partially because these are the folks that are, part of the system of local government that we often tend to take for granted, and I think that they need to, be applauded and recognized at every opportunity. So in DuPage County government, our motto is that DuPage is a great place to live, work, and raise a family. And that phrase gets sort of repeated like a Buddhist mantra everywhere you go in the DuPage County complex, in speeches, in official documents, at committee meetings, by anyone and everybody who works for us. I like to think that it keeps us focused on the hard work at hand. So I'll give you a little background on myself. I'm a product of DuPage County schools. I graduated from Waubonsee Valley High School in Aurora. I got my associate's degree in political science from the College of DuPage. I've seen the area around my childhood home grow up from vast farmland into townhomes and warehouses. During my lifetime, the city of Naperville has changed from a small suburb to the 5th largest city in the state and the center for commerce and industry. And the city of Aurora has grown to the 2nd largest city in the state and a major cultural center in the western suburbs. And through all of these changes, we experience the growing pains that come with them. I've always advocated for county government to be ready to roll with the punches of growth, to be prepared and not to assume that we're insulated from the problems that affect the rest of our state and our nation. We always have to be aware that DuPage County is changing. Our population is now more diverse than ever. Over 70 languages are spoken within the boundaries of DuPage County. Our population is older than most neighboring counties. About 17% of our residents are over the age of 60. That's equivalent to the population of the city of Naperville. But an even greater portion of our population is now considered low income by federal standards, 19%. These are changes which our county government should always be thinking about, and I'm a firm believer that the measure of a society is how it treats its least advantaged members. That's the kind of philosophy that I try to take to the board every time I go. Most of my career at DuPage has been characterized by weathering the storm that was the Great Recession. Unemployment in DuPage County peaked at 9.5% in January of 2010, but ever since then, we've been steadily turning back the tide. Since February of 2014, the unemployment rate has only been dropping, and in December it reached 4.2%, the lowest it has been since April of 2008, and the lowest rate in the region. It's a full point lower than all of our neighboring counties. DuPage's gross domestic product is now greater than those of 13 U.S. states, including Hawaii, Idaho, West Virginia, and Maine. In the last quarter of 2014, we added 3,800 new jobs. 7 million square feet of office and industrial space was developed, and $541 million of new investment came into DuPage County. There's still a lot more work to be done. According to the National Association of Counties, we've only recovered based on 1 out of 4 factors. But I believe that Illinois is coming back, and DuPage is leading the way. and county government has been doing its part to help. In May of 2014, we partnered with 3 other agencies to launch the Metro West Manufacturing Workforce Collaboration. That's a lot of words, so I'll just call it Metro West from now on. Metro West seeks to fill open manufacturing jobs in DuPage with skilled and trained workers. These are good, secure, well-paying jobs that have remained open for years in DuPage because, let's face it, manufacturing is a sector that has long been overlooked in our local economy. I'm proud to say that I supported the effort to fill these jobs from early on, and in May of last year, the county provided $200,000 to help get Metro West off the ground. Our investment is already paying off. Career Connect is the agency that recruits individuals into the program. They're then passed on to the Jane Addams Resource Corporation for training in welding or manufacturing control systems. From there, training graduates are placed by the Alliance for Illinois Manufacturing into jobs within DuPage County. To date, Metro West has screened 230 individuals, enrolled 23 into the training programs, and placed 7 into local, well-paying manufacturing jobs. We've also set up the Rev3 Innovation Center in my district on the campus of Northern Illinois University in Naperville. Rev3 is a business incubator, one of only 3 outside the city limits of Chicago. The idea is to support entrepreneurs and inventors and give them the tools that they need to get their innovative ideas off the ground. At Rev3, they can create prototypes, share ideas, develop their business plans in a collaborative environment until they're ready to graduate to their own facility. We've already welcomed 15 tenants to Rev3, and I'm looking forward to hearing about their success in the future. As part of the greater Chicagoland region, DuPage is eligible now for billions of dollars in federal grants to boost local manufacturing and increase our international exports. We are part of a 100% privately funded collaborative with the City of Chicago, Cook County, and 5 of the other collar counties to boost the export rate of small and medium-sized businesses here at home. This collaboration calls upon the expertise of J.P. Morgan Stanley and the Brookings Institution to give these businesses the tool to market themselves globally that they might not otherwise have on their own. As chairman of the Environmental Committee, I'm responsible for seeing to it that the county sets an example for others with our stewardship of the environment. I believe that a clean environment is not just an heirloom to pass on to future generations, but it supports the growth and profitability of businesses. In fact, I can give you a small anecdote here. When I was attending the groundbreaking of SKF Manufacturing in Naperville, the chief engineer on the project told me the reason why we picked Naperville to make it our new home is because of the quality of your environment around here, because of the forest preserves and the way you keep everything so clean. That's something that I'm always going to remember. Over the years, DuPage County has always found ways to be cleaner and greener. We've replaced many of our gasoline-powered county vehicles with those powered by electricity, natural gas, and hybrids. We've installed a vegetated roof on the county administration building, and we're doing everything we can to lower our carbon footprint by reducing energy usage. In 2012, DuPage approved the Cool Counties Initiative. It's like the Cool Cities. Cool Counties aims to reduce our output of greenhouse gases by 10% by the year 2020 and 20% by the year 2030. The county board chairman, Dan Cronin, reconvened the DuPage Green Government Council to draft a plan to implement Cool Counties. The first draft of that plan is now complete, and it's being reviewed by the Sierra Club, by the DuPage Mayors and Managers Conference, and Choose DuPage, which is our economic partnership. Last month, I had the pleasure of attending a meeting between the chairman and leadership of the mayors and managers to introduce the plan. The response was very, very positive. The Green Government Council is currently working through some of the feedback on the plan. A final draft is expected in mid-April. We will be voting on it before the Environmental Committee and then approving it in front of the full county board. The best part of this plan for you is that it includes strategies for the county to help businesses become more energy efficient. Through the Illinois Department of Commerce and Economic Opportunity and our utility companies, every business represented here today is eligible for incentives, rebates, and loan programs, all geared to reduce your energy costs. It's our intention at DuPage to help connect you with those programs that are most practical for you and your business. Now, if you've already implemented energy efficiency efforts, we want to hear about it. We're going to be highlighting your successes and touting them at every opportunity that we get. I can also put you in contact with our environmental staff at the county who can connect you today with free energy assessment programs that could lead to incentives and rebates in the near future. All of these efforts help us reach our Cool Counties goal and help you lower your bottom line. You'll be able to find updated information on cool counties starting this April when we roll out the program officially. DuPage County also runs an electronics recycling program that has been dramatically successful. We've been proud to partner with the village of Bensenville to collect 50,000 pounds of used and unwanted electronics from area residents. This partnership has prevented these electronics from being landfilled since 2012. That translates not just into saved landfill capacity, but into conservation of valuable natural resources and commodities. It's the partnership with local communities that makes this program such a success. Partner communities handle all the work and the logistics in collecting the material from the homeowners, while the county gets the raw electronics properly and responsibly recycled. This is a great example of how collaboration for the common good has been successful locally. The county has also recently announced a document shredding cost share program. 6 municipalities and townships can apply for up to $1,000 in county funding for the collection and on-site shredding of documents. The county has officially launched our shredding program back in 2008 and experienced some extreme success with it. We've served more than 200 businesses by collecting, shredding, and recycling approximately 70,000 pounds of paper. While this might be something that your company already makes a part of their annual budget, small and at-home businesses and their owners have been ecstatic to be able to bring up to 15 boxes of their documents to us at no charge. This is another collaborative effort that has countywide benefits by recycling paper that otherwise might be landfilled or burned. Of course, the biggest way DuPage has been involved in the Bensenville area is through the Elgin O'Hare Western Access Project. This project will connect the Elgin O'Hare Expressway with O'Hare Airport and connect I-90 to 294. It's also paired with a dramatic beautification and aesthetics program aimed to boost the marketability of property along the new highway. I was happy to attend the official groundbreaking ceremony for the project in Itasca with Governor Quinn. Western Access has been the hallmark of all of the visits that I've paid to our congressmen and senators from Illinois. It seems like every time I'm meeting with them, I'm pressing for the dollars to get the road and the Western Terminal at O'Hare built. Since 2005, Western Access has been deemed one of the national and regional projects of significance by the federal government, which qualifies it for funding that only 26 projects across the entire country are eligible for. Completion of this project has the potential to create 65,000 local jobs by 2040. And that's from construction of the roadways in the terminal all the way through the employees in the new businesses along the highway and in the terminal. The Illinois Tollway has committed to funding over 90% of the project's total cost, with the remainder being funded by local agencies, including DuPage County. So far, we've secured about 37% of the necessary local funding, but even so, the Tollway has already issued 20 contracts to begin the work, and to date, nearly $390 million of construction has already been started. An additional $240 million of work is expected to be begun this year. Right now, the work on Elgin O'Hare Western Access is occurring on the western section of the highway, west of Route 53 and 290. Work in the Bensenville area will officially begin this year and will extend to the end of 2022. And finally, DuPage County has become involved in addressing the increasing problem of jet noise generated by O'Hare Airport. Since the new runways have opened at O'Hare, traffic patterns at the airport have shifted, bringing with them untenable noise conditions for the homeowners and businesses in Bensenville. The grassroots activism of residents from Bensenville led to the formation of the county's ad hoc committee on airport noise mitigation, which is chaired by your District 1 board member, Paul Fichtner. I also sit on this committee. Through the committee, we're working with federal, state, and local leaders who can address this problem at various levels so that we can quickly generate an effective solution. It's important to the county that the entire region comes together to approach the issue. This means all the communities around the airport need to be involved. We need to be able to bring a credible and defensible proposal to the table. The county board plans to help municipalities coordinate a plan that they can collectively feel is appropriate. We will also continue our ongoing participation in the Suburban O'Hare Commission and provide our voice and leadership to that group. Currently, municipalities around O'Hare are considering advocating for revised statewide noise metrics. The idea is to weigh evening and nighttime noise levels more equitably with daytime levels. Doing this could potentially increase the number of homes eligible for noise abatement, which could open up federal funding for mitigation. DuPage County supports Illinois Senate Bill 654, which would change the statewide noise metric in this way. We're also looking at updating noise exposure maps for the area. This type of hard evidence can help convince the FAA and the City of Chicago to reevaluate their procedures and policies. In addition, we're considering hiring an expert to study noise metrics and levels, noise monitoring, potential operational modifications at the airport, and noise mitigation measures. The ultimate goal here is to help O'Hare Airport be a good neighbor to all the residents living near it, including and especially Bensenville. I can bring you all of this news while also saying that for the whole time that I've been a county board member, DuPage County has not raised taxes 1 red cent. Instead, we've worked on keeping county government lean and efficient. On the Strategic Planning Committee, I've watched as department by department, our employees are finding new ways to save time and money while giving our residents a greater quality of service. It's called lean training, and it's something that friends of mine in the private sector have implemented for years. We continue to live within our means at DuPage, carefully investing federal dollars into valuable and long-lasting infrastructure projects without burdening future taxpayers with uncontrollable debt. And most recently, we've been praised by the governor for helping to consolidate unnecessary units of government and thus lower some residential property tax bills. In 2016, the county is also going to abolish a 1/4 cent sales tax that currently funds the operations of the DuPage Water Commission. Since the financial crisis there, which was first brought to light by my fellow board member and former water commissioner, Liz Chaplin, the commission has paid off its debt and controlled their operating expenses to such a degree that they no longer need the sales tax revenue. It's estimated that eliminating this tax can save DuPage residents an average of $33 million per year. I've given you a lot of numbers to think about this afternoon, but here's the biggest one that I want you to walk away with: 34. In DuPage County, thanks to the heroic actions of our first responders, 34 people who would have died of heroin overdose since March of last year were instead saved by the use of the anti-overdose medication called Narcan. Since 2013, the problem of heroin has been foremost on the minds of DuPage County government. It was our county coroner, Rich Jorgensen, who told us first that in 2012, 39 DuPage residents perished from the use of this insidious drug. In 2014, that number grew to 48 lost lives. In response, DuPage County appropriated $200,000 to combat this epidemic through education, community outreach, law enforcement, and most importantly, the training of police officers in the use of Narcan. This training, which stretched to all police departments in the county, including Bensenville's, is what helped save these 34 lives. There's still so much work to be done, though. The DuPage Coalition Against Heroin continues to meet regularly to push for greater effectiveness against this threat, not just through the treatment of the addicted, but through prevention of addiction in the first place. It's our intention to do everything possible to wipe this plague out and to bring to justice those responsible for perpetuating it. This might have sounded like a lot, but I was told I had 15 minutes to talk about the county, and if you give me that chance, I'm going to take it and run with it. County government tends to fly under the radar of most people, and since I first got elected, I've always wanted to give it the spotlight that I feel it deserves. I've been proud to serve as a county board member for the past 6 years and continue to be proud and humbled by the work of our staff and our employees. We do great work in DuPage for our residents and our businesses. I brought with me today, and it's on your table, our guide to DuPage County Government Services. Please, take it home, and keep it in your desk drawer. You never know when you might need it. And again, thank you very much for having me.